What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today, so definitely not as good as a day as it was yesterday. If you guys do not know, I try to be as transparent as possible talking about these videos. If you guys did watch yesterday's video, I talked about us hitting a 5.5x, a 5.25x. We also hit like a 3.7 or 3.6x right here with the Kings money line. This did, all of these plays did hit 2 days ago, right? And then yesterday, not as good of a day. I'll explain why. Pretty much we have correlation up here hitting, and then correlation down here also kind of hitting, right? They both go over together, but I ended up taking the unders. I should have obviously took the overs together. Important to understand is that this is Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike is also very correlated. I will have a Counter-Strike pick in today's video, which I haven't actually sent out in quite a while, but Counter-Strike is something that I do send out to my VIP quite a lot. Valorant is another sort of video game, very, very similar to Counter-Strike, right? It pretty much is a carbon copy of Counter-Strike, except the graphics are just a little bit more cartoonish than Counter-Strike is. Counter-Strike's a little bit more realistic, and Valorant is a little bit more cartoonish. But the fundamentals of the game are pretty much the same. This guy unfortunately only gets 23 kills. This guy gets 29, so this was a 3 out of 4 right here. And then a full kind of 0-4 right here situation, as you will see. As I always talk about with these unders that hit or these overs that miss or whatever it is, when things go red together, green together, that is pretty much the correlation working. But the four-mans are not going to always hit together all the time because four-mans just simply are difficult to hit, right? These are 9x, 10x entries. You're not going to hit every single one of these. If we can hit 1 in 8 of these, 1 in 7 of these, we're going to be profitable long-term. We are profitable long-term because that is normally what we do. Here's so far 2026, right? 2026, here's all the parlays, all right? So this is the parlays. Probably not doing as good as I would like to. But at the end of the day, we still are up 35 units so far this year. We're about 2 months into the year now. You'll see we've taken about 400 bets so far this year. We've won 82 of them. We have missed close to 300 of them, which just goes to show you, like I said, we take long shot entry parlays. We take 9x's, 10x's a lot of the time. So not many of them are going to hit, but when they do hit, they're going to pay out very heavily. And then the straight bets have honestly quietly been killing it, right? The straight bets, we are now 60 and 39 because we did hit Nick Claxton under rebounds yesterday as well. 21% ROI, which is absolutely insane. I really doubt that we're going to be able to keep up a 20% ROI, but I'm going to try to increase the volume of the straight bets. And if you guys don't know what straight bets are, it's pretty much betting your kind of traditional money lines, your spreads, your over-unders, a lot of the stuff that you would see, on FanDuel and DraftKings, and in places like Texas and places like I believe like Arizona and stuff like that. A lot of these books are not legalized, so you're able to use ONYX odds and you're able to use REBET, which is why I talk about these apps quite a lot. It's why you can sign up for these apps and get a month or two of my VIP completely free by signing up for these apps, because to get into the VIP, to be into the VIP and be serious about making money with the VIP, you're probably going to need these apps along the way, because this is how we take our straight bets, and I probably take about 1 to 2 a day, and I'm going to try to bump that up to about 3 to 4 a day. Okay, so definitely in the next coming months, and really even starting this week, I'm starting to ramp up the ONYX odds and REBET plays, and then I'm going to be starting, and I already kind of have started ramping up the underdog plays, because underdog is also very profitable, and I will get into that if I do have time. But the first pick of the day, let's just go ahead and get into it, is going to be on ONYX odds. I told you guys yesterday that Nick Claxton under rebounds was the play. He does go ahead and hit right there. This was pretty much a 2x your money, so really nice entry there. I did also send out the Pittsburgh Penguins money line in the NHL today, and they're already up 1-0 in the first period. So of course, I don't know how that's going to go. Are they going to end up winning or not? Who knows? But it is looking good so far, and they are already winning in that game. Just rounding out, just going through everything, guys. We did barely miss, not barely. I mean, he got 3 and his line was 4.5, but OG Anunoby unfortunately did miss for us, but the League of Legends play did hit. Yeah, we pretty much just needed OG to get a couple more rebounds there, of course. But yeah, getting back into the play of the day, first pick of the day, I have 3 today. First pick of the day is going to be the Heat money line, Miami Heat money line, playing at 2:30 today. So they're playing in the afternoon. So hopefully you guys can get this in as soon as possible. Again, one of the value propositions of my VIP is you're getting the plays right as I send them out. So none of the bumps, none of the lines are going to move, guys. Again, if you can get these plays in right when I send them out literally the minute after, or the minute of me taking them. So you're able to get the plays right away. You're able to take the plays exactly how they are. Maybe they'll bump an hour down the line, but again, you're going to be getting these straight to your phone right away. So even though this game is happening in like 2.5 hours, it's still, enough time to obviously take this pick, especially if you're in the VIP or in the free picks, getting these plays sent out to your phone. Okay, so first pick of the day right here. As I said, we are profitable so far in the year. You pretty much could add this number and this number together, which I believe would be 55 units. So 55 units so far this year, not too bad. Is it the best thing ever? No. Is it the worst thing ever? No. I mean, I'm always going to be happy about being profitable, of course. We have a goal of trying to hit 500 units this year. That might seem very far-fetched, but actually in 2024 we hit 600 units. Okay, so 2024 600 units, 2025 we went up about 250 to 270 units in that year. Again, I want to kind of go in between both of those on the higher end and get 500 units this year if I can. So that is the first pick of the day with Miami Heat money line. So I hope you guys understand that. Now with Underdog is going to be the second pick of the day, and I've talked about this all week, guys. Really, it is as simple as Underdog has the best payouts right now in the industry, in the parlay, in the daily DFS industry. When you talk about Underdog, you talk about PrizePicks, you talk about a lot of these other apps. Underdog just recently, and I'm talking about last week, 7 days ago, they just recently permanently increased their payouts. Okay, so their payouts are now 3.5x for two mans and 6.5x for three mans. Okay, if you guys look on PrizePicks, if you guys know about PrizePicks, I'm sure a lot of you guys do. You guys will know that their 2 picks only pay out 3x, and their 3 picks pay out 6x. Okay, so now Underdog is pretty much putting pressure on the rest of the industry and saying, hey, we have the best payouts in the industry. You'll see here, same app, better payouts forever. So they're not going to change this. They're not going to go back on this. They probably did the math for a lot of the losing bettors, and they realized that they can still make money with these type of payouts. Of course, we're not losing bettors, so we're going to even take more advantage of this here. So this is really nice to see. Actually, not nice to see. This is absolutely amazing to see right here, because hopefully PrizePicks will follow suit. Hopefully a lot of these apps will follow suit. If they don't, they're probably going to lose a lot of market share to Underdog. That's why, again, I really am supporting Underdog with this move. I mean, who doesn't like higher payouts? So again, text me Underdog to this number on the screen right here, which is my personal number. I'll respond to you, get you guys signed up for Underdog, and get you guys 1 free month of the VIP. With that being said, here's the pick of the day for Underdog, guys. We are going to bet on League of Legends. This game is happening at 3 p.m., so we got a little bit of earlier games happening today. That's just kind of how it's going. We have some early League of Legends games, and then we do have a League of Legends game happening tomorrow morning, very early at 3 a.m. And I'm taking Rookie to go over 9.5 kills. I'm taking Dokla to go over 65.66 fantasy points. These fantasy point lines are probably going to fluctuate just a little bit. I would not be surprised if this is in the low 70s by game time. I would try to take it anywhere in the high 60s. All right, so if it's 65, great, take it. If it's 68, I would still probably take it. These lines, when I'm getting them, I'm getting extremely good value. So hopefully you guys can take this right away. Again, the faster you can take my plays, the better, because again, if this bumps up to 72 and you take it at 72 and he ends up getting 68 fantasy score, then we would win. And then again, the people who took the bumps later down the line in the low 70s would obviously miss. So try to get these plays in as soon as possible. I mean, that's kind of a given for all sports bets, right? You want to get these in as soon as possible before the line moves. But again, very good play on Underdog, guys. I cut it off on the screenshot, but this is obviously a 3.5x, which is just amazing. And the past couple of days when we've been hitting some of these, they feel so much better to hit than a normal 3-man on PrizePicks for some reason. A 3.5x just feels so much better than just getting a normal 3x. And you just, I don't know, you just really feel your bankroll increasing a lot faster. And that's even me maybe having 10 to 12 bets over the past couple of days on Underdog, and we've already hit, maybe 5 of them or something like that. And I mean, if I have 12 bets, 5 of them hit, that's obviously going to be very good when all of these are 3.5x's. So let's continue doing that. Hopefully you guys can get out of your shell a little bit. I know there's a lot of people out there that only want to bet on PrizePicks. I heavily disagree with that. I think you need to be able to master a lot of different apps if you want to be a serious sports bettor. So this is going to be the last pick of the day, guys. It is going to be on PrizePicks. This should be a 5.25x or a 5.5x, something like that. This is actually my favorite NBA pick of the day. It's Jordan Poole over 2.5 assists. So if you want to go ahead and take that on Underdog, I would probably, would be happy with that for sure because they have better payouts. But we do have Counter-Strike correlation as well. All right, so this is a really good play. Jordan Poole over 2.5 assists. I think this does probably bump to 3. Okay, but I would take it at 2.5 all day. I'd maybe take his points and assists as well, his P plus A, if you guys want to. So go ahead and do that. I did also want to say just briefly before I get into the Counter-Strike pick, this is the pick of the day, by the way. This whole 3-man, this is not the pick of the day, so do not take this. Don't even worry about this here. This is just straight up not a pick, but I did want to talk about, I've played some Call of Duty entries the past couple of weeks, right? I've talked about Call of Duty. I've talked about, the kills going over and the KD going under and how correlated it is, and we would get a 3x for it. But you will actually see now PrizePicks has bumped their payouts down to a 2.5x for these type of correlated plays, okay? So it's pretty much meaning that we had a extremely good edge when we were taking these Call of Duty picks. Some of them would hit, some of them would miss. It doesn't really matter if they hit or miss because on a long time horizon, when you're playing picks like this, and this is literally PrizePicks saying, you were right, these picks were way too good at getting a normal 3x. We're going to bump these all the way down to 2.5x. So with that being said, I am still throwing some Call of Duty entries into 4-mans, but it's not worth taking at all in 2-mans on PrizePicks at the moment. And again, you could go back to last week. I took the exact same type of play, right? I took a KD under and I took a combination prop of 2 players to go over, 3 players to go over, and this was paying out a 3x literally last week, and now they have bumped these payouts way down to 2.5x. And again, just as I said with Underdog bumping up their payouts by 0.5, PrizePicks is bumping down their payouts by 0.5 for this particular set of correlated entries. That might not sound like a lot, but 0.5 difference, 0.5x difference makes literally all the difference in sports betting. Okay, it's a very, very thin margin of what's going to make you profitable versus what's not going to make you profitable. Okay, so I don't want to make this video too long. I do want to get you guys the picks and kind of hop out of here, but you will see I'm taking 2 unders together. It is Wildcard versus Voca. They used to have the 2 teams, but just trust me, these 2 teams are playing each other. You'll see that their start time is the same, so they are playing each other in the same game. And how Counter-Strike works is if it's a shorter game, there's going to be less kills. If it's a longer game, there's going to be more kills. So think about if a game goes into overtime, if a game goes the distance, right? If it's just a very long game, you can almost think about it as boxing in a way. When a team or 2 boxers go the distance, they go all of the rounds, or maybe there's even overtime rounds, there's just going to be more stats. They're going to get more punches in, they're going to get more significant strikes in and stuff like that. If you think about the MMA or boxing, like I said. But if a game is very short, right, if it's a first round knockout or it's just a very, very short boxing match or MMA match, there's not going to be that many stats, there's not going to be that many significant strikes or whatever it is. And it's very similar to Counter-Strike. If one team is just completely dominating and they KO their opponent within the first couple of rounds, everyone on these teams are going to go under. It doesn't matter whether you're winning or losing. It's very different than League of Legends. League of Legends, everything is about if you're winning or losing the game. Counter-Strike is not about that. It's about if it's a short game, both of these teams are going to go under. If it's a longer game, both of these teams are likely to go over because the game is in overtime and such. Going into some of these picks, you will see that this was actually a longer game. The first game of this game right here, you guys can probably find it. There's a site called HLTV, but the first game of this game went into overtime. It actually almost went to double overtime, but it didn't. It went into single overtime, and that's why these guys got so many kills, because the game did go into overtime. So overtime means more kills, and not non-overtime, and just shorter games mean less kills. All right, guys, so hopefully that makes sense. Again, leave a comment if you guys have any questions. I'm always open to answering questions. My number is also right here, of course, for you guys to text me and get you guys signed up for these different apps. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.